What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Cartridge Fun. In this video, I got to start out with an apology. I'm sorry. I told you guys I was going to be putting out a lot more videos with all the video games that I found in the last month and a half. I just really haven't had any time. I've been playing a lot of games, just not filming anything. So I'm really sorry for that. Hopefully this video reconciles it just a little bit. We're going to start chipping away at that pile that is sitting down at my feet. As you guys know, the NES, that's what I love. I absolutely love that console. That's the first console that I ever had, and the one that kind of really just stuck with me. So if you guys like the NES, of course, make sure that you subscribe to this channel. With that being said, let's get into all of the pickups that I have to share with you guys. So I mainly focus on licensed NES games. I've said that a million times, but lately I've been coming across a lot of unlicensed NES games. For some reason, I've just been hanging on to them. Typically, I just kind of push them off to the side or sell them or give them away. But for some reason, I've been hanging on to them. So I have some of the Tengen carts. I don't have a ton of them, but I have a few. Some of the Wisdom Tree ones. And I guess I have some Camerica ones to add to my shelf. So I picked up Quattro Sports, and I think this came in a bundle from another collector. I've never really played this, so don't know much about it. But I have picked away a little bit at Quattro Adventure, which I also picked up. And I'm guessing the Adventure series is a little bit better than the Sports series. That's kind of typically how it goes. So a couple of unlicensed games. They look really cool. Just something to add to the shelf, I guess. I probably won't be playing them a ton. And then I also picked up another sports game, nothing too fancy. This is a Trade West release. This is Magic Johnson's Fast Break. Never played it. Probably not going to play it much. It's got a little bit of marker on it, but should clean up pretty nice. So quite a bit of fillers. Also picked up Dash Galaxy in the Alien Asylum. I see this game all the time and I've never picked it up. I've heard some okay things about it. It's not a great game, but not an awful game either. It's released by Data East. Like I said, I've seen it a ton of times, just have never picked it up for whatever reason. And then another sports game to add to my shelves. I guess there's a theme going on in this video, and that is Ultimate Basketball. This one's kind of unique because it's released by Sammy. Now, Sammy puts out a lot of great games, but I really didn't know they put out sports titles. So this one's kind of unique. It's nothing fancy, but interesting that Sammy has their logo on the label. So also, I posted this on Twitter and Instagram a little while ago, and I was sharing my Milton Bradley NES collection. Now you guys know there are just about a handful of titles released under Milton Bradley, and I've been slowly chipping away at that subset. I have that finally complete, but this is one of them, and this is Digger T-Rock. This is a game I've never seen. Don't really know much about it, but maybe we should jump into it, take a closer look. Let's do that. So Digger T-Rock, The Legend of the Lost City, is a platform game actually developed by Rare and published by Milton Bradley in 1990. The game is divided into 8 different levels, and you have to do a ton of exploring while, of course, avoiding enemies, cave-ins, and falls. You're able to utilize a ton of tools to help you throughout each stage, such as ladders, shovels, armor, and explosives. And the goal in each cavern is to locate both the end of the level door and the special pillar which unlocks it. So when you step on that pillar, it activates a countdown timer during which the door is open. And once the timer is active, you have to get to the door before the timer ends and the door recloses. It's a very interesting game and it has some fantastic music. You should check it out. So definitely excited to add Digger T-Rock to that Milton Bradley subset. Getting very close to complete. Actually, I am complete, but you guys haven't seen that quite yet. But happy to add that game to my collection. And then I also picked up a HAL release. This is Defender 2, one I've never seen before. Again, not a fancy title. These are all pretty much fillers for the most part. But I love HAL games, and I think I'm getting fairly close to completing like the HAL subset. I'd have to go back and look. I'm sure I'm missing quite a few once I start going through the list, but definitely happy to add that one to my collection. And then I also got a pretty nasty copy of Clash Ball. There are a lot of stickers and residue. I really haven't spent much time cleaning these up. It's definitely on my list, but this is one I've never seen before or have come across. This is released by SoFal, and definitely interesting title. And then I also picked up 3D World Runner. Now, a lot of people hate this game. I think it's actually fairly decent. This was released by Acclaim. It really pushed this NES game to where not a lot of NES games were going. It gave kind of a 3D view, more than any other game really. And so it's definitely an interesting game. One worth having in the collection. It's very cheap. It's probably around $2 to $3 typically. And then this final game I'm very excited to add. I just think it's so quirky, very Nintendo, and that is Dance Aerobics. I'm kind of curious to know how many people actually went out and purchased this game. I definitely know they were probably tailoring to the older women category, and just trying to push health a little bit. That's when dance aerobics were very popular. It's kind of interesting that the Nintendo Wii put out the Wii Fit many years later, and this was kind of a precursor to all of that. But you use the power pad. I actually might try this game out, so probably a video coming in the near future with some dance aerobics. Just saying, hang tight with me a little bit. So that's really all I had for you guys in this video. Of course, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. You should check me out on Instagram and Twitter. There's a lot of things happening over there. And that's all I have for you guys. I'll catch you later. See ya.